just move outside, but you can get the dog outside, not inside.
Hold on.
In front of the gate.
Okay, we're live here now, folks. We're here.
No recording allowed.
Why can I not turn that camera on?
We have signs everywhere.
Turn the camera on.
There's a sign there. Yeah, look at it.
Damn,
You can get that dog outside.
But
That's what I'm saying. You can see the kid.
but I know. Yeah, yes, yes, buddy. You have instruction
Now
A
look,
B
look,
C
look,
D.
look, 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 look.
What
look.
the final
You can't
instruction?
You can't do this
See,
inside.
What
just
the
me.
final
You can't
instruction?
do this inside.
You
Yes,
go.
yes.
Go and see.
Yes.
Is this your?
Yeah.
Is this your
No,
child?
no, no.
No. Okay.
What is your instruction?
Okay, everyone.
In final, what is your instruction? What is your instruction? Yeah,
No record.
I know. Man. What is your instruction? A B C D after. What do you can put or do? Yeah.
Okay, everyone. Just let me know. Is that the right way up? I'm gonna have to hold it like this. Okay. So just let me know if you can hear me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And is it okay? I'm not like sideways on the screen, am I? All right. Harry, come in here and join me.
Yeah, sir.
So, this is Harry, who we were speaking to on the live earlier today.
Yeah.
I'm pointing at myself.
Yes, he's pointing in on me, on himself. I gave him my permission to make me. Even though
We can hear the security alleging that we're recording children. We're pointing the phone at ourselves. There's no problem. This is Harry, who we spoke to this morning. He was in hospital for the last couple of weeks, so you can hear the thunder. He was allowed out. Basically, what happened since we spoke this morning. Maybe we should recap the whole story.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
don't go under the trees. It's better.
Where will we go?
Inside. You can point.
What about under the
there's no problem.
under the hat? Under the hat. Yeah. Okay. We'll go down there. It's absolutely lashing rain here, so we're going to go down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
ها
Okay. Stay with us, folks. Okay. Come on. Follow me, man. We go down here. We get some cover. We'll tell you what's going on.
Please come here.
So
Yeah, it's not. Yes.
take it. Help me to
Yeah,
throw.
no, it's shame. It's shame. Yeah.
So anyway, yeah, I'll take it. I'll take it. Okay, here, let's just walk fast. It's a bit of a mess. Just wait till we get settled here and I'll tell you the crack. Basically, the live stream we did this morning, we were talking about an Algerian couple here, asylum seekers, and their 3 kids. They've been in Breaffy since December last year, and some problems started for them in January. Now, just to let everyone know, Harry, who you can see here. What about under this? Okay. Hey, there we go. Come on. So basically, the problem started. Harry came from Algeria because he had some issues there, and his family's life was at risk, because he's a man who likes to speak his mind, and he upset some people. And he told us earlier that he got a visa to the UK, and from the UK made his way, obviously with the problems there with Brexit, made his way to Belfast, and then down to Ireland. Now, you know, people will have problems with that. We know there are people taking advantage of this situation. From my experience with this man, he seems like a decent, honourable man, but you can make up your own mind. Anyway, so the reason his problem started here was because in January of this year, the security company from Monaghan that were doing security at Breaffy House, they're called Superior Security, and they pulled out all of a sudden. They disappeared, and we never knew what was going on until recent weeks. We found out what happened. Basically, you okay there, lads? You okay? Basically, what happened was the security company left. There could have been financial issues, we don't know. And Breaffy House took on the security, and they took on 2 of their main security guards from Superior, who was Dorothy Lynch and John McCaffrey. John McCaffrey, I think his name is. And basically what they were doing was to save money. They were getting the asylum seekers to do security. Now, they wouldn't have had any security checks. They wouldn't have had proper license, insurance, and you know, who knows what training they had. So they had no idea of who they were letting into the security personnel here, with lots of kids around and everything else. So serious concerns. So Harry here decided that he was going to speak up and said that this wasn't right. And that's where all of his problems started, basically. I'm right so far?
No, no.
Am I correct in what I said there?
Yes.
Yeah. So, basically, your life has been made very difficult over the last couple of
Yeah.
months by
Yeah.
the general manager here, Wilson Bird, and by the other managers as well, actually.
Yes. I know that you know the story before me because you was here in 8 of February making video of it.
Yes.
You know the problem, the security guard before what happened here. I know, and I know the story after you. You remember or no?
So I just want to get everyone up to speed with what happened since the live stream today.
Today,
So today,
today the manager of the hotel, not the manager speaking about Whistleblower and speaking about Luna. She knocked the door and told my wife to get all stuff outside, and there is a bus at 10:30. And she gave her, don't forget, she gave her a warning yesterday at the evening at 10 o'clock, 10 o'clock of evening, to move out at 10:30 in the morning. I don't know what happens. And I wasn't here. I was in the hospital. My wife refused because she's pregnant. She told them, God, give me a moment to know what happens. Who can help me? And he was in hospital. I told you before in this morning.
yeah,
Now I begged, they sent me another message from Thomas Troy. Thomas Troy is the manager in accommodation of IPAS.
iPad. Okay.
He told me if you don't go at 6:30, you will not get another transport and you will go out from the hotel. It's like that. I told him you are not a human being. You are not a human being. You are the bad people here in the island. It's threatening my wife. Threatening my wife. My wife pregnant. She can't carry stuff. Yeah. Can't. No.
Okay. Okay. Now. So anyway,
Yeah.
we did the live stream this morning, and Una and the other management here took the pressure off. They left her alone. They left his wife alone. But then they called to their door earlier or later on during the day and said, actually, the letter came through, the email came through from IPAS saying that this was their last chance. If they didn't take this transport to Monaghan, well, they wouldn't provide any more transport for them, and they wouldn't be able to hold that accommodation for them in Monaghan. So they were basically worried that they were going to be kind of kicked out of this place and left on the street with their two kids, and Macaria, Harry's wife, being pregnant. So they reluctantly, Harry's wife was scared. She was on her own, and she reluctantly said that okay, she'll move. So we're waiting here now. They have to get all their stuff out of their room. There's meant to be some transport to bring them all. Harry spoke to the doctors in the hospital.
I begged them to let me go.
You begged them to let you go.
Yes, I begged them because I can't keep my wife carry the stuff. She's pregnant. She's pregnant. She can't. She's crying. Bad mood. You know, in the first month of pregnancy, women be in bad mood. She can't. And the people touched with me this morning was looking for you, Thomas. Was looking for you because the
Looking for me?
Yes, for the miserable accommodation. It's not for human being. It's for animals. For animals.
Right, I want to see. I was going to try and add
Hello.
something to this live stream here.
What? La police? Yeah, no. Dorothy for the police, the guard.
Oh, great. Okay, so we believe the Gardaí have been called. So, well, Georgie Lynch, the security manager, who there's serious questions over. No filming. Okay, well, look, we're pointing at ourselves here. We're out of the way completely. So let's see what the guards have to say when they come. Let me just see now if I can add. I hope I don't lose everyone on the stream now. Just bear with me. I'm going to try and add Suzanne because she can throw a little bit of light on this. She knows about the correspondence that went to IPAS on this man's behalf. So just bear with me for a sec, folks.
I'm not afraid, Thomas. Believe me.
Stephen.
I go home. Stephen, forgive me. I'm afraid to expose crying like a baby. For this, I put my head like this. It's not logic. Corruption in the government. I told him, beg you. I
Well,
told him,
we have
just
a-
let me, give me one, only 24 hours. He told me, no, no, no. My wife is pregnant. She can't carry stuff. She can't carry stuff. You can take a look. There is no problem. If they allow you to go take a look. There is no justice. There is no justice in Ireland. There is no justice. You are working. If I talk with the world, maybe the world can answer me. Those people can answer. There is no answer with them. There is no answer. There is no answer. Well, what they know, I will call the guard. I will call them. They know the guard are with them. The guard are with them. I have no power. This island is not for weak like me. They are for powerful, not for me. I can't explain myself. Little English, but maybe you can understand me. Maybe.
So just to mention as well, for anyone that didn't see the live stream this morning, Harry was telling us that he was an engineer back home. He wants to, because of the difficulties he had back home, had to leave for his wife and children's safety. But wants to set up, wants to start working here again, and has started working already. He was actually a cleaner in the hospital, starting again. But you're not somebody who wants to come here and take the social welfare and have these, like, you
I
want to
don't
work
need
again.
social welfare is for weakest people, the weakest here. I am not like those who are here working the social welfare. I don't know. I don't want to say who are for the people who are here after the war, just like this. They intake social welfare and making like smoking cigarettes, and the people, Irish people, are working here. I am not like them. I am engineering in chemistry. I went to seek for job, and I found a job as cleaner. There is no problem, no shame. It's my work. I am not like them. I am not like the people who are lying. There is no war. I am not like the others. My country is safe. There is no problem, a political problem in the country. Just social problem. Social problem. And yesterday I received the news that Ireland opened immigration for the people. Just take a visa for a tourist visa for 2 years, and after you will be here for stamp for or I don't know what. I don't. This new information. News.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm just trying to add. Sorry, now I'm just trying to add Suzanne. I don't know if she's listening there. I'm trying to. I sent you a link there on WhatsApp, Suzanne. If you want to just click that and join, and we can just maybe do a recap.
Just I for only one country. I am not looking for good accommodation better than the others in Ireland. I'm looking for safe place, dignity. I respect. That's all. I am not looking for good accommodation with the. I don't know. The people are. There is imagination in here that we are looking for a house and car. No, I want to work and get money and safe place. I don't need the money of the government. I don't need the money of the government. I know who I am. I know who I am. But the people don't want to leave us alone. The people. I'm speaking about Whistleblower, Luna, the Irish, the Ukrainian people here. All the stuff here. The first day we came here, no one want to communicate with us with the English. I don't know to speak English, but I'm trying. I'm trying. They are shouting on us, insulting us. I can't. It's believable. It's for Ukrainian this place. It's not. And another thing, me and my case, we don't belong this island. We are weak. And I will tell you something. Your government can't rule. Can't rule. There is no government. Believe me, I am not afraid. There is no government. Government changed the laws of immigration on November. They told us they will make a process quickly. There is no quick, no treatment. There is nothing. We are waiting for 9 months. There is people who are waiting for 2 years. For 2 years. Believe me, there are people here waiting for 2 years for questionnaire, for interview. Where is solution? Where are them? Just they can open the desk and sit on chair, and after wait until 5 or 4 o'clock, I don't know, and they take wages. That's all.
Just
Forgive me for my.
no, I appreciate it. Look, at just some people are asking there where how he got here. Just to recap, if you didn't hear it, which you obviously didn't. Flew from Algeria to the UK in October.
I gone from Algeria. I traveled from Algeria 1st of October,
1st of October.
and I arrived 1st of October in UK. I stayed 2 days or 3 days, and after I came by Belfast by aviation and bus from Belfast to Ireland.
And tell us, for anyone just wasn't on the stream this morning, did you always want to come to Ireland, or why did you decide to leave the UK?
I decided to leave the UK because my destination in the beginning was Ireland.
Ireland, you wanted to come to Ireland?
Yes.
Yeah.
They told me that this country is safe, is good for people. There is no racism.
Okay.
Lot of if you enter in the YouTube, you found a lot of Algerian, lot of Arab talking about dream, Ireland dream, American dream, like this.
Yeah.
But there is no dream.
So you heard that it was a safe country.
It's nightmare.
Safe country.
That was the safe country. I didn't believe they used too slow for everything, for revenge. For revenge, they use too slow, like this. If you didn't smile with him like this, I will call too slow. Not logic. Five times they call too slow.
Yeah. No, I mean, for anybody that hasn't seen the earlier live stream, if you have a look at it and just look at the complaints, because look at what we're dealing with here. There are a lot of people taking advantage of the situation, obviously, and that's because of our government, the way they've set things up. But not everybody. Let me just bear with me now 1 second. Not everybody. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm just trying to invite Suzanne to join here, and I'm having difficulty.
I'm sorry again. You are standing with me.
You're okay.
I'm sorry.
Just hang on there.
This is the last stand. But I am going.
You're okay. You're okay. Okay.
And your English is very good.
Now, okay. So, how are you, Suzanne? So,
hello.
Just wanted to say, not everybody obviously is bad. Now, this man has told us he had some serious issues at home. He's shown some documentation to me to prove that, and as a result of that, I trust him. So, he tells us about his background in engineering and chemistry, that he worked for 15 years and did quite well, but had to leave everything behind, and is prepared to start again, basically, and work from the bottom up to look after his family. And even said on the stream this morning that maybe he'll leave this country, in a few months. Now he's talking about, just earlier, he said he's going to leave this country. He might want to leave it as soon as he can because of the treatment he's had, specifically to do with IPAS and the security and management of Breaffy House. Maybe just bring in Suzanne there, because Suzanne's familiar with a letter that went to IPAS this morning. I don't know if you want to just kind of tell us a little bit about what was in that, Suzanne, do you?
Yeah, so they firstly only wrote the letter yesterday to give notice, to give hardly any notice that this family were to move today. So a letter was written back to them to explain all the reasons why that shouldn't happen, including that, it would be very unfair and cruel to move this pregnant lady away from her husband, to move the children away from their father, and to remove the children from the school they're in just overnight. They will be removed from their familiar surroundings and their friends, their support network. So they received that letter, and that letter made absolutely no difference. And the reason why it made no difference is because they don't care about these people. It's all about money, and it's a big human trafficking organization. And the way they get away with this whole thing is by saying, we're trying to help people, and anybody who doesn't want to help these people, you're racist and you're far right. Well, they don't want to help anyone, because you wouldn't treat farm animals this way. It's disgusting. And people don't seem to understand why we're highlighting this. But apart from doing the correct thing, in just giving, some attention to this issue for this particular family, it exposes, as we said this morning, that this is just a load of absolute nonsense. What they're saying, what they're doing, is using these people to make money.
Yeah,
it's as simple as that.
Yeah, absolutely.
And they're being moved because they they spoke out about the fake security, the no licenses for the security. They're using the asylum seekers to provide security, no background checks, and this is a punishment. It's as simple as
Exactly.
that.
I mean, this man could have kept his mouth quiet, but felt obliged to say something when he saw the wrongdoing. And it's really unfortunate to see some of the comments in there by people. You know, I'm kind of losing a little bit of hope for our country with some of the comments that have come in. You know, not everyone. We can't just hate all asylum seekers and refugees. You know, there are some genuine people in some genuine cases, and it's the policy. So it's it's disappointing to see some of the comments come in. But look, if you are sending some of these nasty comments, I'm afraid the Irish Inquiry platform is not the place for you. So you can really go elsewhere for your content. You know, I'll continue doing what I'm doing and trying to help whoever I can help, whether they're Irish or not. Obviously, anybody knows what I'm doing. They would have seen what I've been doing since November, when I noticed what was going on here in Breaffy. And you can go back to the start of COVID as well. So I was always trying to stick up for and represent the Irish people. So to say that I'm some sort of shill now, or that they've lost faith in me and whatever else, you have your opinion, of course, but I mean, I think it's a little bit unfair. So
it's extremely unfair. There's a lot of work that goes on behind the scenes as well that these people don't realize. And you do one thing that people question, and instead of actually thinking about the reasons why we might be doing this, that it not only benefits this family, but it benefits us exposing a particular narrative, they, sit behind their keyboards and post all sorts of nasty comments, which of course they're entitled to do because, they should be allowed to have their say, but they need to think about why we're doing what we're doing instead of just flying off the handle.
Yeah, I mean, we're trying to expose something a little bit bigger here. Like, let's please focus on what's going on here at this hotel for a start, in Breaffy House. And another question actually that just comes to mind: this man has contacted everybody looking for help, and as a last resort, he contacted me. The local racist, as some people would have you believe. And I'm doing my best to try and help him. But where is the Breaffy Community Council, I wonder, in this? Where is the chairman? Where's this MJ Renton, the chairman? Suppose he does so much to help the asylum seekers.
According to MJ, he has a great relationship with these people.
Absolutely, yeah. Mr. Reddington, the chairman of Breaffy Community Council, has a great relationship with everyone down at Breaffy House and with the asylum seekers, and meets Wilson Bird, the general manager here, on a fairly regular basis. Wilson Bird tells us. Where is he now? If anyone has a contact for MJ Reddington, we could really do him down here to try and help the situation, because it shouldn't be left to me to try and help this man to get a story out there. MJ is the man. MJ is on RT Radio 1. He's on Midwest Radio. He gets the airtime on the national airwaves. He knows everybody down here. He's meeting regularly with management. He's helping the asylum seekers. Where is he now? We're told recently by some of the Breaffy Community Council that it's just for like painting gates and planting flowers. Well, I'm sorry, but that's not good enough. You can't just pick and choose. This is something that demands your attention, especially the fact that you weren't willing and haven't been willing whatsoever to put on a meeting since we first organised, since we first became aware of this back in November. Never put on a meeting. It was left to local people, which we took the initiative and we said reluctantly we'd put on that meeting, and then had to deal with being called names, not directly, but the insinuation was that they were definitely talking about me. Bear in mind, our family has known the Reddingtons now for 30 odd years. Anyway, MJ, if you're listening, or if anyone can make contact, we really appreciate your help, because these people out in the rain here are waiting to be shipped to some accommodation that they know nothing about, because supposedly, because there have been bad behaviour on their part down here. The bad behaviour has then been exposing the illegal security that's been down here for 3 months. That's his crime down here. You can think what you want about. Yeah, go on.
Sorry, I just to note as well. They're making millions in that hotel. We know that, and yet they can't even be bothered to pay for and employ proper security. They
Yeah.
need these asylum seekers to work for free.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
if that's not
exactly.
exploitation, I don't know what is.
Yeah, absolutely.
And these people had the same, this family have the same concerns around those security as communities. They share similar concerns to what we have in our communities. They had issues with the fact that these are security who are completely unvetted. Nobody knows their background, and they're watching and supervising children all day.
Exactly. Yeah. There's no regard whatsoever for the safety of
Susan, I can't advise anyone here in Ireland, tourist or from this country or other country, to take a rest here or to pass holiday. Don't trust them. Don't trust them. They are criminal here. They are criminal. I don't know to say names, but they are criminal. They are using people and lying, and using Garda, using police, using everything, using Tusla, using everything. They use everything to make revenge, to make anything which is lies. This place testify what happens here. Refugee was here. Refugee was here, making guarding of refugees. Huh? There is camera. There is 3 months of camera recording. Tell them to show us what happens in 3 months. You saw people. I saw people. I saw one of them minor with the how to say green one vest jacket.
oh
with
yeah,
the
the
jacket.
high vis, yeah.
Yes, this is 17 years working as a guard here. There is a camera. I remember the day. People here, they don't care. They don't care. But I don't blame them. I blame the government. I blame the government. IPU, which IPU of refugee office of refugee, and I blame IPAS. That's all. And also the Ministry of Justice, because they know what happens.
So what's the latest now? I don't see it. You meant to have a bus here that's going to take you or what?
We're waiting guard here. They put guard.
We're waiting for the guard. We're waiting for the guardie. Does anyone want to hang around? Should we hang around for the guards, or if
Why are they calling the guards?
who knows? Who knows?
You mean they're calling their private security, their other private security?
Yeah. So I'm just here with a few people. Maybe we'll talk to them in a few minutes if they want to say anything. But just to let people know, I suppose, a little bit of an update on other matters related. We went to the county council meeting yesterday, Mayo County Council meeting. It was in Knockmore, and we sat through another 3 hours where they, for half it, just congratulated themselves on the amazing work that they do. They didn't mention whatsoever anything. They mentioned about 30 seconds about the immigration situation through the whole meeting. Can you remember what they
looking to be informed about
They-
the movement of
just sorry?
yeah, just looking to be informed about the movements of migrants.
Oh, that was right. Yeah,
Didn't need to be informed by the public.
I was just out of the room at that stage because I was waiting for them to come outside because it was nearly wrapping up. But yeah, basically the councillors were just saying to Tom Gilligan, the Director of Services and Head of Housing, that he needs to keep the councillors informed as to the numbers of people coming in and the locations as to where they're going. So the councillors are still asking this Tom Gilligan fella, to tell them what's going on. They don't know. Now the councillors, we tried to talk to them outside. None of them will talk to us. We had a flyer there with some information. None of them basically would talk to us. There's only a very few that actually talk to us in there. Off the top of my head, Donna Sheridan, is it?
Yeah.
Donna Sheridan. She speaks to us, at least in fairness to her. Michael Kilcoyne would speak to us. Is that basically the gist of it? That's it really. I mean, they don't want to talk about this issue. Now, and what we're trying to do is highlight the numbers basically coming in. 4,500 people in Mayo in the last year, and serious problems with the hospital for a start. That's one thing they were mentioning yesterday. I'm not sure how recent it was, but they were talking about Castlebar trolley, the amount of people on trolleys. That was the second highest in the country. I'm not sure exactly how recent that is. The highest. Sorry, correction. The highest number of people on trolleys in the country. So, people make the argument that, oh yeah, but like that problem was here well before any migrants started coming in. Obviously it was, but is it going to help or hinder the situation when you bring an extra 4,500 people into the county with no end in sight? So anyway, I'll put a video up later. It could be tomorrow now at this stage with some highlights from the council meeting yesterday. But just to let everybody know, we're going to be having a demonstration, public demonstration on Saturday at 2 p.m. in the Mall in Castlebar. To try and bring attention to this, and to let the councillors know that we're not happy with their lack of engagement on the issue. And we have no problem. Well, I personally have no problem with genuine refugees coming in, a certain amount, obviously. I mean, we can only do so much, and we've done above and beyond so far. We've just gone too far at the moment. As far as I'm concerned, we cannot take anybody else into the country, no matter where they're from. We simply cannot cope with the numbers at the moment. We need to begin to look after who we have in the country first. And as we get on top of that, housing and our other various, like policing is going to be a problem as well. Like I mentioned this on a live stream just the other, or on a video I did with Suzanne the other day when we were recording at the Crown Plaza Hotel. Actually, maybe Suzanne, you want to talk about this, like the interaction you had at the Crown Plaza the other day when we were recording.
Yeah, so I understand not all men who come here will be like this, but as we were walking down towards the Crown Plaza, there was an extremely wide footpath, and I was on the kind of the inner side of the footpath towards the grass, and there was two men walking towards me, and you were on the other side of the footpath. They kind of ignored you, and the taller guy of the two, he was African of some description. From about 10 feet away, he gave me the most disdainful look I've probably received in a long time. Like I was something he wanted to wipe off his shoe. And he gestured to me in a very purposeful way that I was to move. And it's really hard to describe this to people as it was, but I very much got the message that the reason why I was to move was because I'm female. That's the only reason. And I didn't move. And he had to kind of sidestep me a little bit. And as he did so, he faced up, like he faced me. There was only a couple of inches between us, and he spoke to me in some language. And I couldn't understand what he was saying, but I could understand the tone. And the tone was threatening. To the point where I kind of wanted to pull out I wanted to pull out the camera, and I wanted to get pictures or footage of these people, because I knew afterwards some people would say that did not happen. And it did happen. But you quite rightly said it was probably not a good idea because the situation felt dangerous,
Yeah, absolutely.
It's just not good who we're inviting in here. The problem is everybody's looked upon with suspicion, even the genuine people, and the reason for that is because we don't know the background of anybody. So, if even only 1% of the people who come in here, or 0.5% of the people were criminals, or hardened criminals, or predators, that's too many. That's way too many. And people say, oh, we have criminals here, well, the ones who have committed crimes have criminal records that they cannot discard. They have to carry those criminal records around. And if you want to host a Ukrainian family in your home with your children, you need a background check, but they don't. So somebody make it make sense. Doesn't make any sense.
That's funny, isn't it? Doesn't make any sense. So that started off with me trying to make the point that as well as the numbers of people coming in, because of the numbers of people coming in, we don't have the various services. And I was just about to mention the Gardaí. The numbers are dropping off in the guards, and we have people coming from certain countries that treat women very differently than how we treat women in this country. So obviously we need to be aware of that, we don't have the services. We mentioned the hospitals and the trolleys, mentioned the Gardaí, like the schools, special needs assistance for kids in schools. It's all being ignored now, and we're just trying to get as many people from as many places around the world into the country as fast as possible and stick them in whatever fucking, excuse the language, ramshackle accommodation we can throw up anywhere. And yeah, all in the name of humanitarian effort or
Well,
profit.
yeah,
That's
humanitarian
basically
effort and UN sustainable goals.
Yeah,
Migration, sustainable migration being one of those goals.
yeah,
This is, it's got to do with money, and it's facilitated by greedy people, but it's also got to do with breaking down your national identity, your ties to your land, bringing in people who have different cultural ties, and just making us all the more controllable as a result of that.
yeah. Just to let you,
Homogeneity is a bad thing, apparently.
yeah. If anybody here wants to, any of your lads or lassies, if you want to say anything, you're welcome in a second. Just before I bring anyone else in that wants to say hello, as we wait for the Gardaí and as we wait to find out what happens, Harry here and his wife and children. I was greeted by a man down there at the Woods Hotel. We went down there to meet Harry, and there was this man at the entrance with a big smile on his face, laughing away, arms folded. This is the English book from the video you would have seen there last week that I put up where I got assaulted in the retail park unit. And you have this English book. Giggling away, I thought it was absolutely great crack altogether, doing a little song and a dance. So he's over here helping to destroy this country.
Maybe they bring him to aggress me. They know what happens.
Do you know this man? Have you seen him before?
I've never seen him before.
Yeah, okay.
No, I'm thinking, if I met him in the corridor now, what happens? What happens? Now I am inside. My mind is inside.
Yeah.
What happens? Why they bring him in now? There is no relationship between him and the hotel. There is something wrong here.
Well, he's actually doing work. He's doing work in the...
Which work? Well, without wage, without...
No, he's doing building work in the new migrant centre in town. That the owners are...
he's a builder, yeah.
Yeah, he's doing something in construction, I think.
You know you.
So but I doubt he's staying down in the Woods Hotel. I would seriously doubt he's staying in the Woods Hotel where he was outside. He's probably staying in Breaffy House.
What he's done is strange, not builder.
Yeah. So,
May
so
I
this
ask
just to mention.
Harry a question?
Sorry?
May I ask Harry a question?
Yeah, please.
Yeah. Would you, now, given what you know about Ireland, would you advise anybody to come here?
I don't advise anybody to come here. I advise anybody to come here, especially families. Because we don't belong here, except Ukrainian people. I am not like Ukraine. There is no color. There is no color of Ukrainian people here. Look, we don't belong this place. The government don't accept us in general, in the cover. They can please, how to say, welcome, but there is no welcome. The nightmare here, the nightmare. No treatment of cases, no interviews, no nothing. No transportation. Only one transportation, 1 hours. They know there is emergency. There is emergency. One day I saw here a pregnant woman who might think waiting to transport. There is no transport. Full like this. There is no transport. Only 1 hours. Mistreatment. Among them you find dealers. I didn't tell this, but I will tell you. Among them you find dealers.
Drug dealers.
Yes, because when someone catch you and the customer, hey buddy, can you please? I check your bag. What? You're looking for my bag? Please, I want some. I told you this morning.
Yeah. So
It's not like this.
So
Something wrong. They know what happens here. They know. They are afraid. This morning, one of them told me, just I want to speak with Stefan. I told her why. Because she told me I want to expose myself. I want to speak with Stefan. I told her you can speak with him on the messenger or contact him. Why? She told me there is mistreatment in another accommodation.
this is somebody else that wants to speak to me, is it?
Yeah.
In because there's mistreatment.
Yeah, the mistreatment. I don't know. She told me I want to expose. There is something I want to tell to Stefan here. I don't know. I told her about what. She told me about accommodation. What happens there? Now arena is clear. There is no one in arena now.
Yeah.
No one.
I wonder, there's a high vis in that. I wonder, is there any security? It's very surprising that no security here this evening. Very surprising. I guess they're all maybe in the.
Oh, they don't care. They don't care. They don't care.
They might not want to be caught on camera.
Possibly. Does anyone want to say anything? Do you want to come in? You'll have to come in here. Hold on. We'll talk to Eamon first. Eamon.
Hi, I'm Eamon. I'm here because I have a genuine empathy for humans on behalf of myself and family and as a member of home. What I found interesting about what this guy is saying is that they're all here. Everybody in this hotel is here because they need to be. But they're picking on each other. The Ukrainians are picking on the other. Sorry, because the Ukrainians probably feel first class, and they're made to feel first class, you know. And these lads here, again, whether he's Syrian or Algerian or from anywhere outside of Europe, he is a second class refugee and won't be treated the same way as the rest of them, you know. And that stinks. It does stink. And we should do better than this, you know. In fairness.
So what do you? I mean,
We're not doing
why-
better. We're not doing better by our own people, so we're not going to treat these people any better. It makes sense that they would be treated badly.
Yeah.
Oh, you're absolutely correct. Yeah, I mean, they can't possibly treat because like they're here 2 years or whatever, 2.5 years. The war is going on, and you know they're nicely set up. Now, what way you look at it, you know, you can take a walk through Dublin, as I'm sure you have, and I'm sure Stephen has, through the city there, and have a look how we treat our homeless there. And look at the disparity in it. And the disparity is it because they're not getting paid to put the homeless people, our own homeless people up. They're getting paid to put these people up and the Ukrainians up, mostly the Ukrainians. And like I say, that it stinks. There's a huge stink about that, you know. It really is. So maybe we can, between us all, maybe we can, you know, we can force some change locally. Maybe not nationally, but certainly locally, we can force some change in here. And the way this is run, and the security on it and stuff like that, you know. But we'll see. It could be a long fight. It could be a short out game. It all depends on the people, you know.
Eamon is one of the members of our local home group, and people don't know, it stands for Holistic Outlook on the Migration Emergency. And you know, he risks being called a radical leftist by having these views saying that we need to look after these people. But you've come to all our meetings. You're very much in favour of. You see what's been done to the Irish people.
I do.
Like, so do you want to address that before people hop on and say, like, you know, you're people before profit and you don't care about the Irish?
I was homeless myself. I've been through the homeless system. I've seen how people are treated. I've seen how hard it is to come out of the homeless system in Ireland. And I've seen some people not come out of it. I've seen them die on the streets, you know. I come out of it, so I know what I'm talking about. I know that these people haven't gone through it, you know. Not that they should go through it, but I know that they haven't, you know. And I know that I have, and I know what I'm talking about. So when I see this, and I come up and see this, I see this lovely grounds up here and all this, it does make me a little bit sick inside, like, you know. But what are you going to do? You know, the people are here now. You know, we can't just go in and pull them all out and throw them on the streets of Dublin and put the homeless people in. Because then we'll be the bad people, you know. But you know, somebody has to do something, you know. And it starts here at home, on the ground, locally, kind of thing, you know. And we can only try, you know. We can only try.
Thanks for that, Eamon.
All right.
So another man here now, and now, Morris, you, I mean, you're as concerned as I am about the numbers of people that are coming into the country and how that's going to affect our own Irish people. But you know, with that in mind, and you can comment on that, you can comment on whatever you want, but like, why are you down here today?
Well, we can only take a certain amount in number into our country. But having said all that, when I heard the treatment that was being meted out to Uri and his wife, his pregnant wife and his children, you would not do it to animals what we as a country appear to be doing to this family. And I feel totally ashamed to be Irish and see what kind of justice is being given. It is not human. And we have to start somewhere by giving fair play to this family.
Yeah, that's really good. So look I mean, definitely the borders, as far as I'm concerned, as I said already, need to be closed. You know, we are doing a terrible job. We have brought in way too many people, but that's the situation at the moment. It'd be great to look at the ones that have dumped their documents and the ones that are escaping criminal backgrounds and the ones that are coming here to milk the system and deport them But this self-deportation thing, like, you know, that's an absolute joke. I was talking to a man recently who works in the airport and tells me, I can't tell you now off the top of my head how many of those deportation orders were issued, but the amount of people that actually, because they have to voluntarily turn up and put themselves on a plane and leave, the amount of people that have done that is, anyone have a guess? Zero.
It's one or
Nobody.
or
What?
they issued 500 deportation orders,
Hmm.
as far as I know.
500.
And can we
Nobody turned
just
up.
on that subject? Just on that subject, there was a man who was convicted yesterday of a sexual assault of a woman in a park. And it transpired that he had a previous conviction back in his country. He's Moldovan, but if they have Romanian passports, which they do, they can come here freely. But they can also be rejected if they pose a threat to the people in this country. And even though this man has a previous conviction for raping a 14-year-old girl, and he received a sentence yesterday for assaulting a woman in a park, he was sentenced to do his time here, and he won't be deported afterwards. And he's now subject. He will be subject when he's released to a 6-year post-release supervision order. So that indicates, that's proof that they know that he's likely to reoffend. So why haven't they just sent this person home? There was a girl living three. I seem to have lost you. There's a girl living 3 doors up from me who was murdered by a Romanian man here a few years ago, and as soon as he murdered her, he fled, and he got away with that murder. Seem to have lost